Hello guys, welcome back. And in this lesson, we are going to consider border styling. In the last lesson, I've written something here concerning border, and probably you might be asking yourself, how does border work? So border, as I've told you, is the line around the element or the container that you are currently styling. So let me start with the border width. So if I say border dash width, that will mean the size of the border. So I can say maybe, let me say for example 10 px for now for the paragraph, and I'll just remove so that we just have one paragraph for so that you guys are not confused here. So now if I go to the browser, so probably you're not seeing the border, and that is because it doesn't have the color. Currently it's just transparent. So the thing that I can do to, I can say border, I believe color, and then here I can say maybe red just for now. All right, when I go to the browser here, let's see, cannot see border, and I presume that is because I haven't defined the border style. So I need to define the border, and the border style is simply how you want the border to appear. Do you want it to be like solid, dotted, something of that sort? I believe this should work. Yeah. So you can also define, for example, there are a lot of style that you can find here. Let us try dashed. You can check out at your own time. So let's see this, you see dashed, and the way it appears. Let us try another one, for example, I don't know, groove. And there is another one known as double, I believe. You can check it out. Yeah, groove appears as a frame. Let us try double. I believe there is double. So if I go here, do a refresh, you see the way it appears, the border, double style. You need to apply the style for this border to be seen. You also need to define the width. Of course, if I define a border width of 0, that will mean it has no length, so it won't appear. It has no thickness. So at least you need to define at least from 1 px going on. Then the color that you want, and then we have what we call the border radius. All right. So the border radius is for the corners. So if you want to have some radius at the corner, you define border radius. And by default, if I say border radius, this will define the radius on all the corners. And maybe say I want some radius of 5 px at the corner. So now just check this out and observe at the corners. As you can see, there is some radius. Even if I increase now this, let us say maybe 15 px, if I increase this, as you can see now, it becomes more circular. And let us even increase this even further and make it maybe 25, as you can see now. So border radius is used to apply some radius at the corners of your container. So the other thing I want you to note is that this border width, there was same way we did apply padding, and I can be able to apply on top, bottom, and left, right. So I can say 10 px top, bottom, and 20 should be left, right. So this will do the same thing that we applied on. So if you notice, let me just confirm. All right, 20. Let me do a refresh here. Yeah, as you see now on the left and right, the border is quite thick, while on the top and the bottom is smaller. So you can apply that also. And again, I believe you can say border top width, and then let us just try this. I believe you can also apply for specific sides. Let us try this and see if this will work. You see it works now. On the top now we have 10 px. On the sides very thin. We can go further and say, let's try this and say border, let's say right, and let us put 20, let us say bottom, let us say 30 on the bottom, and on the left, let us say 40. So I'm just increasing the border, clockwise. Let us see how this will appear. Let's do a refresh here. Yeah, as you can see now, it goes from the top small, then the right bigger, on the bottom quite huge, and then on the left quite huge. So the same thing, the same way that you apply padding, you can also apply border width. So which means I can use the shorthand for this border width. So I can define something like this, and then I can say 20 px, 30 px, 40 px. Then now I can remove this, and this will just do the same thing that we have done before. So if I go back now here, do a refresh, and we have the same thing. Yeah. I also believe you can do the same with border radius. You can say border top, no, top left radius like that, and you can say 25. As you can see now, we have only border radius on the top left, while on the other side there is no border radius. So you can do the same as say border top right. You can also do the same thing. This will apply on the right side and remove on the left side, as you can see, which means basically I can remove this top radius like this, and then I can apply 25 on the top left, then 20 px on the top right, then on the uh, on the bottom right I can say 40 px on a clockwise direction, yeah, and on the bottom left I can say 50 px. This is just the same thing. We'll apply the same thing. You see now it has applied the way I wanted. So that is it, guys. I believe you have been able to understand the CSS box model in its entirety, the margin, the padding, the border styling, everything. And that brings us to the close of CSS box model.